Hey, attention crypto gossipators, things are about to get interesting. Remember, not financial advice.
Hey guys, what is up? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's having an amazing day because I am as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So today we need to discuss about, the most important token within our banks, a Bone Shibaswap. So unlike many tokens, a Bone has been around a last bull run, right? So it has experienced data info, and this gives Bone an extra step over any other token that hasn't been around. We haven't seen Bone hit crazy numbers like $100, but what we have seen is Bone at $3. So where am I going with this? It's the idea that right now, a lot of people are checking past performances, they're looking at charts, and Bone has a chart. That makes the big difference when you compare it to all these new tokens and meme coins that just came out, this year, last year. Bone has an extra edge because it has been around for longer. So you can look at metrics. You can see what it's been like in the past bull run. Now, like I've just said, Bone didn't do, crazy well. But you have to remember one thing. Bone 3 years ago, was very, very different to what Bone looks like right now. Bone had less holders, less volume, no use case. There was no Shibarium. It was just kind of, a token that was created by the devs. So we couldn't really see much about it. And, when you maximize the charts here, it went up pretty high, right? If you look at the 1 year chart, of course there have been peaks, but it still hasn't shown the full potential. Now, if we were to look at, I think it's better that I actually go on market cap. They have more to display for Bone. I actually prefer their charts. They look better. So if we were to look at the all-time charts, right? If you remember, we hit 3.2. That was the last bull run when everything was getting dragged. The volume there was 14 million, right? And the highest volume we actually saw at that time was about maybe 36 million. That's not that crazy. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, in the past few days, we have seen the most extraordinary things ever. We saw actually volume go up as high as 70 million volume, 72 million in 24 hours. That is absolute craziness. So there is more happening with Bone. And the reason why also I am making this video, apart from just putting out this information, is that the average investor out there is looking for these undervalued tokens. And they're trying to look at what happened in the last bull run, what position it was at, and what is going to happen now. Okay? With Shiba Inu, of course, it moves a lot. But many investors realized that, the reason why Shib moved a lot was because it just had a lot of zeros. It was worth so little. There was so much room for it to increase its market cap. But now when you go, when you get Shiba Inu cracking the top 10 cryptos, it's different. It's much harder to do like a 1000x, even 100x, because that means you would be like literally going over Bitcoin. But with Bone, it's different. Right, Bone is still very, very low price. It's exactly the same that as it was pre-last bull run. Okay, so this is definitely a great thing that we have that last bull run that many investors are looking at. They're like, okay, this is undervalued. Now it has more holders, more volume. There's going to be more demand coming in. There's more of a use case. Shibarium is popping off. You saw that last meme coin that was on it. Everyone was buying Bone. So there's real activity happening. You see what I'm trying to say and where I'm trying to go with this. Real activity. So in my opinion, extremely undervalued. It's been around for quite some time for many to understand that this is, really stable, that this is no, rug or anything like that. There's a lot of tokens out there, meme coins, they get actually criticized for that. You just never know what you're investing into when you're not going for these top 100. But this has been around for quite some time. We've always seen volumes in the millions every single day. And it has a lot of room to grow, right? Because a lot more has happened over the past time, and it can grow. It can grow. A lot of people can buy bone because they think, well, this is quite cheap. And on top of it, the growth aspect of it, the market cap can grow, right? Like, for example, if Shiba Inu was to reach 1 cent now, it just would be unrealistic because the market cap would pretty much overtake all the market caps in the world, right? But with bone, it has potential. It can go to $10, $20. Everything is very realistic. Bone isn't that expensive. We've seen bone also hit $2. And on top of it, this great peak. This is something that investors can look at. That can be like, look, we have just found a token that has been around in the last bull run, and that looks way stronger than before. Remember that. And maybe you might even use this investment advice to look at other cryptos out there and be like, well, let me find the other cryptos that have been around in 2021. Let's see how they perform. Let's see what has changed over that period of time. Because we've had a few years, from 2021, 2024, there's been a lot going on with bone, right? It's been mentioned everywhere. We've got new influencers coming out talking about bone. So that is the greatness of bone. This is why I absolutely love it. It's definitely a long-term project. There isn't this fear that people just drop out, run away. The devs are being paid in bone, so all the incentives are there. And I actually need to make a very important point. So if you actually watch my future videos, you will see why it is very, very important. Okay, and there was an important statement that I linked to bone developers actually getting paid in bone, and how that guarantees us to see a great price. Put it this way, okay? So Yes, guys, seeing bone in the last bull run was exciting. It broke some limits, but it's always been about the next one because it was in no position to break out, even higher resistance lines because there just wasn't that much interest and attention around it. But now, if pre-Bitcoin halving, that little sneak peek, that little pump, we saw more than 70 million volume. Imagine what it will be doing when the altcoin season hits. It is going to go mental, ladies and gentlemen. Insanity is going to go in, and everybody realizes it. And I know some of you are like, well, okay, why are you talking so much? We can't even break the $2 resistance line. So what? Even if we broke that $2 resistance line, who cares, right? Who cares? Because at the end of the day, I'm not moving anything. I'm not moving my bag. I'm not selling it out. I'm only making moves when the altcoin season hits. I want to see all that money pouring in. I want to see all that capital pouring in. I want to make a lot of money. That's the whole point of this. That was always the point for me, is to make a good return. I'm not going to be emotional here. I'm not going to be operating on panic, no matter what the FORBES say, right? So great stuff. The whole point of this video was to tell you that it's been around the last bull run. A lot of these new investors, that are looking at charts, they're going to look at this and they have everything already in mind. How this thing is going to absolutely below the resistance lines. Okay. So if you have any thoughts, leave them down below in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, turn that notifications bell on. Also, guys, I am very, very active on Twitter lately. Very active, really. Guys, start following Gossipator. I'm going to be putting out so many interesting points, also making some funny memes out there. There's a lot going on Twitter. You're missing out if you're not following Gossipator news on Twitter. And yeah, guys, big thank you to everyone. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.